As you all undoubtedly understand, the culture has never been more saturated with violence and sexual immorality and substance abuse and other evils than it is right now. This means that our kids are at greater risk for every form of harmful experience. And as if that weren't enough, families are crumbling at an alarming rate. They are leaving children in unstable and often tumultuous situations that make them very vulnerable to a host of damaging influences. Millions of them are growing up without the protection and guidance of nurturing role models. And the number of children now with one or more incarcerated parents is growing by leaps and bounds.
Well, I believe with all my heart that children need somebody who can love them unconditionally, who can walk with them along the way in their life, helping them to learn lessons that they need to learn, to give them guidance, to give them instruction, to sometimes give them discipline. Not everybody is fortunate to have two parents around or a parent around that can provide that for them. A lot of kids are without a parent, or without an adult figure in their lives.
And it's out of that compelling need that Mentor Kids was formed.
I believe in mentoring because I was confused as a young adult, and someone came along aside of me for a number of years and coached me on how to put all the pieces together.
It's extremely important that young kids have a chance to have leadership, and specifically have leadership from those of us who have a faith to impart to them and to give them the principles that we live by.
They often have no one to care for them or to love them during the formative years of life, and this often leads, as you would predict, directly to serious behavioral problems. Is it any wonder that of the estimated 2.3 million children of incarcerated adults, 70% will themselves be imprisoned someday?
I'm in the real estate business, and I do understand leveraging. And I think by reaching these children at the young age, we are using leverage, because they can be influenced in a positive manner rather than in the society that surrounds most of these unfortunate children.
Mentoring fills that really big void, helping kids to really learn and to develop, become responsible adults. And therefore I believe that mentoring is essential, and it's really a responsibility of all of us to fill that void for the kids who don't have one.
It is so inspiring to listen to the stories or see the kids just come alive and know that there is a special adult that is in their lives, irrespective of mom or dad or whoever is taking care of them, that is really caring, sharing the love of Christ and making a big difference in their lives.
My prayer is that many kids will find love and solace and much needed mentoring because of the work they do.
It's really exciting, and I have to go back first of all to thank Foster Freeze for encouraging me to take on this challenge, because I really didn't want to do it initially for two reasons. I was too busy and I didn't feel I was qualified. Although there's great power in it, because God is in the business of changing lives. And I've been working for 6 months once a week with a young man who had quite a bit of experiences in gangs and street fights, and I've seen how his life has changed. And although I don't want any credit for it, I just made myself available, and it's been a great experience, and I'm glad I made that decision.
That's exactly what Jesus Christ did. He took 12 men and poured his life into them, and of course we know from Acts, the book of Acts, that turned the world upside down.
When people are 76, 78 years old, how neat it'd be to reflect back how they rescued a kid from a life of crime or from prison, or some young girl from a life of prostitution, just by being a surrogate aunt or uncle. And it only takes 1 hour a week, and it can change the world one child at a time. That's the difference between a kid who makes it and one who doesn't, is one caring adult. I made it, they can make it.
We've all been blessed in so many ways that for us not to give back is a crime.
I've seen profound changes in many people's lives by investing in them one-on-one and in small groups.
The reason I'm so supportive of Mentor Kids USA is because when I think of children, I think of innocence. When I think of innocence, I think of the love of God. Remember what Jesus said in Matthew 18, "Suffer the little children to come unto me, for such is the kingdom of God." And when we can recognize the worth that God has set on these little ones, by investing our lives, our example, it's going to change the next generation. It's going to change the world.